Word. Butch on the mic. Butch on the moto clicks. Checking in on a little Theros draft. A little Saturday morning edition. Favorite day of the week. Sit down Saturday morning, cup of coffee, play some Magic, do some drafting. This is what I call fun, boys. All right, first pick. What are we looking at? We have Titan of Eternal Fire. It's pretty good. It's best in a red-white deck with humans. It's a good card. It's just better. It's a synergy card. It's better with synergy. Man, 23 seconds. Ah, boy, there's so many good cards in here. Sea God's Revenge is a very good card. Staunch-Hearted Warrior is pretty decent. Voyaging Satyr is very good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a 5/6 for 6. If I can end up in red-white, that would be great. There's just no guarantees. I mean, I'm not committed to red here. I'm just not. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Best cards in this pack. Erebos is decent. Kragma is interesting. It would be kind of a roll of the dice here. I would be committing to black-red, kind of. I mean, there's not a lot of super power in this pack. I mean, Grain Merchant's probably the best card here. We take Grain Merchant and cross our fingers and hope Kragma comes around and we find a couple Minotaurs, maybe? It's interesting. It's just not a lot in this pack that's really all that good. I mean, Kragma's decent in the right build. Erebos is good in black. Prescient Chimera is decent. Everything else is kind of meh. Jeez. This is tough. It's hard to let this Voyage's End go. If that Kragma comes around, I want the Skull Cleaver. For that matter, Centaur Battlemaster's pretty decent. Oh man. Sometimes these drafts are tricky. Difficult decisions to make. I mean, I have Grey Merchant, so it makes me want to go with Whip here. But I would like Read the Bones. And these priests are gonna table. There was one in the other pack and one here. So these priests will table, which is kind of interesting. It kind of makes me want to go red-white, you know? Because I know these are coming around and... I don't know. I can't pass on the Whip, honestly. I don't think I can pass on Magma Jet here either. Swan Song. Haven't got that card to work for me very well yet. Last time I tried to play it, I got wrecked by the 2/2 flyer. So Magma Jet's good for us here. Looks like we'll have Fellhide or Fleshman. One of those will table, so that'll give us a little bit of devotion for Gary down here. Nothing else super awesome in this pack. Pretty lame pack, honestly. Okay, I kind of like Farika's Cure here. It's a nice early game removal. I like it a lot better than Rage of Perforos, Mr. Clunks and Bunks. The Scry is nice, but the limit on 4 damage is obviously an issue with all the bestow and all the pumps. I mean, and it's sorcery speed, so they can just respond to it and pump their guy, and it's curtains. Like, you get, you know, you lose your rage. Wow, a lot of blue all of a sudden. No black. I could have drafted some amazing blue in this. Well, Ill-Tempered Cyclops is not it's not a horrible card. Fits in our deck. Oh, looky. Look at all this red coming around. So we're looking pretty good in red here then. I think Perforos is the easy pick. Hopefully in one of the 2 Minotaur Skull Cleavers will make it around, and Kragma. If I could get Kragma in both those Skull Cleavers, I would just be ecstatic. Peak Eruption, Catoblepus, which obviously isn't in our colors. Even though this card isn't as bad as I thought it was. Spark Jolt, it's kind of meh. Let's just take a Mana Fixer just to make sure that that we're cool. All right, what do we have as far as scrying? We have Magma Jet, Scries, and that's it. I think we still take Flame Speaker here though, and let's try and pick up some more Scry, maybe another Flame Speaker. Flame Speaker can be pretty good. I've gotten ruined by it. Oh, hey Kragma. Thanks for coming around, buddy. So that worked out really well for us. That was a good pass on our part. I'm glad no one else is drafting black-red. I'm glad that we are now. I think the black is going to be difficult to come by, but I think we're going to be solid in red, and I'm definitely taking the human. I think I'll take a Flesh Man. And we'll start sideboarding. Okay, I like the way pack 1 went. It went really well. It means pack 3, we're going to get good red and probably mediocre black. So pack 3 is probably going to be, we're going to see similar colors coming around. Pack 3. Pack 2, I think, is going to be a total mystery. Who knows? Like, we need to go a couple picks before we see how it goes. So I have a Wingsteed Rider hiding back there. That's an issue for us. And we have decisions to make. Two-Headed Cerebus is decent. But obviously, we need to make a decision between Keepsake Gorgon and Fanatic of Mogus. Looks like we're going to have decent... Red Devotion. But in all honesty, I think the Gorgon is better simply because it's removal on a stick. It's a better blocker than Mogus. Mogus, its come into playability is nice, but it's, you know, if your timing is off on it, you're not going to get much out of it. And I also think that Fanatic of Mogus has a much better chance of tabling than Gorgon. But then again, we're going the other way with the pack, so who knows how people are drafting. I think Keepsake Gorgon's definitely the move here. Plus, I think it helps with our devotion for Gary, especially if we're going to pick up another Gary or maybe a Disciple of Phoenix. Wow, as soon as I say it, it comes up. This is interesting. It's going to be difficult to pass on a Lightning Strike here. It's quite a rare common. Surprising how infrequently Lightning Strike comes around. I would really like the Disciple here. I love being able to see what my opponent has so I can figure out a strategy against him, and you know, dumping one of his cards is always great as well, but it's hard to pass on a Lightning Strike. It's just too... Wow, look at all this red. All this red. Good black too. This is the pack for us. This is obviously the card that we want. We have Kragma. We weren't able to pick up any of those other Minotaurs that came around, but a Minotaur is a Minotaur. It's a cheap drop. Now we have two cards that are going to play off of each other. And I feel like we're going to be able to pick up another one at some point. There will be a Minotaur out there. Gosh, that Rage of Perforos. It's just not that hot. Cavern Lampad, same thing. It's just kind of a meh bestow. It's okay. Sometimes it's good. Most of the times it's not. Scourge Mark's okay. I'm not really running any heroics, so I don't need triggers. I think I just need removal and beats at this point. I guess I don't. I already have an Ill-Tempered Cyclops, and it might table. I mean, someone else is drafting red. They took those They took the Minotaurs. Still feel like we're going to be able to pick one up. I think I'm going to take a Rage. It's kind of weak, but it's removal. Okay. This is difficult choice. Dragon Mantle or Phoenix. We have to get some smaller drop creatures. Hard to pass up the Disciple. It adds some good devotion and plays off the devotion from the other black cards, and you know, we get to see his grip and dump a card. It's a good card. Oh, and we get bricked in this pack. Oh no, we have a Titan Strength. And we don't have any heroic, but this might come in handy just to save a guy, kill one of his guys, just as a combat trick. Yeah, no black. I think that's an easy pick. Easy pick. Interesting. Lampad or Scourgemark. Now, we do have 11 creatures already, so we're doing well on creatures. We are going to need some more small creatures, even though we do have Magma Jet, Lightning Strike to hold off his early game. We got some 3 drops, 4 drops. We're really 5 drop heavy. I think I'm just going to take Scourgemark here. I like drawing cards. This might be a good thing to put on. You know, maybe it gets on Priest of, you know, Eroas early or something, you know, and I can start getting some damage in. I just like drawing cards. Alright, here we go. Perfect for us. It's a Minotaur, and it's black-red, and it regenerates. It's early drop. This is exactly what we were looking for. So there's 8 cards here, so I'm going to take one that's 7. Yeah, so nothing. This is the last run for this. So nothing on here can table, so I can't get Rescue the Underworld back. Which I really want to pick one up. When you have Keepsake and Gray Merchant, or not Keepsake, when you have, well, Keepsake's definitely one that you might want to get back, but when you have creatures with come into play abilities in black, especially Gray Merchants, I hope I got the card that I wanted there. Yeah, okay. That's a really good card. Alright, Two-Headed Cerberus is the easy pick here. That's a good target for Scourgemark. Interesting, interesting. Could get a returned Phalanx, shut down his early game, but then Freakish Cure kind of does the same thing, right? Oh, and we did pick up another Minotaur. I think I want the Minotaur. Sip is amazing, but I think we've got... How's our removal look? I mean, Titan Strength's possible removal. 2 with Freakish Cure, Lightning Strike, and Magma Jet. I mean, we don't have anything to deal with the really big boys. Lash only goes up to 4. Well, oh, I guess we took Sip. I ran out of time. Shit. Okay. I think I wanted that. I guess, okay. I will take Cavern Lampad here. I wanted, I was making a case for taking the Minotaur. I would have taken it too. I just ran out of time. But I'm glad it gave me Sip instead of something else. At least it gave me a playable card. Don't get me wrong, Sip's going to be great in my deck. I was just really wanted that Minotaur and was hoping to pick up a Sip in pack 3. But I feel like I'm going to be able to get Minotaurs. I'm not worried about it. Another Wingsteed Rider. White's happy. Titan Strength and Cerberus are nice. Skull Cleaver is going to be real nice. I hope I can get him. But I think the easy pick here is Thoughtseize. This pays for our draft, doesn't it? This is worth some tickets. I think last I saw it was worth like 7 or 8 tickets, right? I think I saw. Maybe almost 10. Guess we could always check, but Thoughtseize is the card. That's an easy pick there. Alright, so we're not going to want a 3rd Freakish Cure. We're not going to run 3. Oh, Magma Jet. Shit. Gotta take that. Wow, this 3rd pack's looking good for us. We've got a little bit of everything. I'm definitely running the Traveler's Amulet. I do not want to get stuck without my double black. I think it's really, really important. And I've gotten slowed down too much recently by not having my mana. I think I need to run more mana fixers in these drafts. Or at least run a mana fixer in these drafts. I haven't been doing it. And I've been paying for it. So if I can pick up an Amulet or a Charlie Horse, you know, the Unicorn, I will play them. Ember Swallower. Oh, another Kragma. I think Kragma's going to be better than... Well... What else do we have in here? Yeah, it's definitely between... Well, that Ordeal wouldn't be so horrible either. This is tough. Ember Swallower, Kragma. Well, let's highlight one so if we run out of time I don't screw myself. So Ember Swallower's cheaper, but it does cost 2 red, so it is a double. Monstrosity 3 is pretty nice. Sacrificing 3 lands. I don't know if I want to sacrifice lands, that's the thing. I also think that, well, I think it's been proven Kragma's going to table anyway. Can probably get them both, huh? Can probably get them both. We've got some good cards here. We've got Spear Point, which is a nice bestow. Lampad, we already have one, and I don't even know if I'm going to run it. We don't have any flyers yet, do we? We've got no flyers. I think that the Blood Toll Harpy is probably our pick here. I think I like the early game. We need to get to our 5-drops. We've got quite a few of them. I think more early game is more better for us. I think that in the way that I've been drafting lately, I haven't been drafting enough early game, and I've been being punished for it. I think I'd rather have Evasion than First Strike. I mean, Spear Point's pretty good, but Spear Point might table. I feel like we're gonna have an easier time of red coming around than black. Kind of like this Ordeal here. This is kind of nice. It's certainly the best card left in the pack. Temple of Triumph. One of these days I'm gonna do like a gimmicky draft. I'm only a handful of cards short of having a complete Theros set. Some of the cards that I'm missing are these temples. So I'm going to make a list of those cards, and we're going to do some drafts where I'm required, if I come across a card that I do not own yet, I'm going to be required to draft it. So I think that'll be interesting, because that's the problem, is most of the cards that I have, actually I think all of the cards left, because yesterday I picked up an Ashiok, which is my first one. Now I think all the cards are left are cards that I've seen and passed on. So yeah, we'll take Ordeal. Ordeal's cool here. Wow, Dragon Mantle or Baleful Eidolon. Wow. This is starting to look like a good deck. I think I like Eidolon here. I think it's good in our deck, and it creates some devotion. Tormented Hero is so good turn 1, but you have to play him turn 1. Disciple of Phoenix adds to our devotion. Destroys his hand. Then again, we are going to need a Viper's Kiss at some point in order to we are going to need a Viper's Kiss to sideboard against Monstrosity at some point. Maybe we can pick one up. I don't know. Alright, I like Borderland Minotaur here. We got one. Oh, and Skull Cleaver tabled. God, I love Skull Cleaver. I love this card. It does so much work. In case we need it, take another Flesh Man. Oh, another Kragma? Are you kidding me? Getting real heavy on the 5-drops, though. Way too heavy on the 5-drops. It's going to be a fun deck to build because it's a good deck. We're going to have to cut good cards, good useful cards. This is one of the better drafts I've had in a while. I really hope the gameplay reflects that. Hope I don't run into anything weird. I hope I don't get... I hope I don't have land issues. I would like to see this this deck work. I just hope I don't make mistakes. I hope I can play this deck like it needs to be played. This is a nice strong deck. Thoughtseize is very good. Eidolon's good for this deck. Ordeal has the opportunity to be good for this deck. It might be. If I can play it turn 3, it's going to be really good. The key to the Ordeals, I've realized, is playing them on turn 3. If you don't play them on turn 3, you might be wasting them. Okay, so this priest is probably coming out. I gotta make cuts. Alright, let's do land first. Boy, we got doubles of everything. Christ almighty. And we've got a lot of cards. That shows, I mean, that's the sign of a good draft when you've got a lot of cards in your main deck already. Oh boy, that's a lot of land. That's a lot of land. So we'll run 17 plus the amulet. That kind of counts as, that'll be kind of like our 18th land. Obviously, I think, yeah, we need more black. We need more black than red because we got all the double blacks early. Wow, 50 cards in our deck. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Alright, so we have to take out some 4-drops. For sure. We take out the Flesh Mad. Cerebus, because we don't really have spells to put on him to make him his double strike go off. All we have, well, we have Scourge Mark and Ordeal, but something has to be cut. And the Cerebus, as well, it's a good card. It's an early double, and I'm not sure if I can count on that. I already got an early double with Rage Blood. Lampad, I mean, it's so expensive. If you're not using the Intimidate, it's just very meh. I think I'd rather have Minotaurs and Cyclops. I mean, I'll keep the Emissary for my Bestow cards because it just has a better... Jeez, I don't want to take anything out. I have to take out 7 cards. Ay, Dios míos. Alright, so Titan Strength goes. So we're going to make this a creature deck. I think we take out Scourge Mark. Take out everything that's not removal, basically. Probably take out the Ordeal, but... Yeah, it's so good turn 2. Well, I don't have a turn 1. That's the only reason I was thinking about taking that Tormented Hero was for the Tormented Hero Ordeal combo. Wow, still got to take out 5 cards. This is rough. Rough. So we can take out 1 cure. I just took a card out and I still got to take out 4. I thought I'd take out 4. I had to take out 5. Death of Elevator's definitely staying in. Shit, I could take out this Titan, honestly, but nothing wrong with having a 6-drop. Boy, that's a lot of 5 drops. Let's take out Rage. We'll sideboard it in if we need it. Sip's just so much better. And we gotta make cuts. How many things scry? 2 Magma Jets, both scry. That's our only. Those are our only scries, but they are scries. They are there. Jeez. Guess I can take out 1 Magma Jet. We'll sideboard it in if he's got a weenie deck. Still gotta take out 2 cards. This is really hard. I do not want to take out 2 cards. Alright, Ordeal. Peace out. Our creatures are good enough to win this game. You know? And why? What a sideboard we have too. We can do a lot. One more cut. I can't cut Thoughtseize. I just want to be able to see his hand. Dump his best card, you know? Gotten screwed on mana too much. The amulet's in there. I could use some advice here. I don't know what to cut. I don't want to cut a creature. What do we have for removal? Sip, whip. Cure, strike, jet. So I'll remove it. I can't take it out. Blood tolls are only flying. I don't want to take any Minotaurs out. We've got 3 Minotaur pumpers. We cut 1 Disciple. Go to 16 creatures. Just because he can't do any damage. And then that means we have to have Keepsake or a Disciple out when we drop Gary. So the things that build devotion are like Ordeal and Scourgemark and Phoenix. Like you need Fleshmad. Like if I'm need to run all these black if I'm running the devotion, but if you're running devotion, I don't know if you can run Minotaurs as well. It's kind of difficult to run a Minotaur pile and a black devotion pile, so it's a shame I couldn't come up with any Fellhide Minotaurs. Sure would be nice to see a couple Fellhides in here. Alright, I think that we'll start with this for the nonce. I think this is a good start. We can sideboard in more removal if we need to. We can sideboard in more early game if we need to. We have options. I think this was a good draft for us, and I think that we have... I think we can sideboard against most decks pretty well. Alright, I'll be back with round 1. Word.